Hey Sainters, welcome to Saints TV, round 2 review. I don't know really kind of how to go through this, but I'm gonna invite a special guest. You saw him last season when I went to Tassie. He's on the podcast as well, Jaden, so we'll add him as this goes, but let's just kind of organise this first. We won by 11 points in the end. 11 points. So it was Essendon 60. What you think?
Hello, what a win.
Hello, Saints. Hello.
There we are. What a win. What a great performance. I thought that was perfect start to finish. Accuracy a little bit down, but that's something they can fix along the way.
Can you hear me all right, Jaden?
Yeah, no, sounds good. Sounds good.
Oh. All right, well, I guess I'll start. We'll just talk and we'll just answer the comments as we go. Well, we didn't put it on the scoreboard, but it kind of built enough of a lead that we just got over the line in the end. We weren't that clean. I'm sure when I go and watch the game back, I'm going to see so many mistakes from our end, so many from Essendon, and think, geez, these are two teams that have just been pretty average, but we capitalised when they didn't, when we were poor. So I guess that's the only thing you can do really, is capitalise when teams make mistakes against you. I think Jaden's just jumped out. I'm not sure what's happened there, but we'll just go to some of your comments, guys. Let's answer a few here until Jaden comes back. Stuart says, how bloody good was that? Gary says, stepped up. Eddie's watching. We've got what a ripper. Actually, Jaden's reception, guys, was pretty poor, so we'll just leave it at that. We'll just go back to the usual, but we'll get Jaden back on Mondays. He does Judge Jaden on Spotify, so it's a special podcast where he'll go through the whole team and he'll analyse the team and who comes in and who comes out each game. So let's just go back to the usual structure. Top of the ladder. We're top of the ladder as it stands. I know Port Adelaide are playing Carlton, but Carlton are giving them a really good run for their money. I think they were 8 points down when I checked playing in Adelaide, so if Port win, they'll obviously go to the top. But for now, Saints are top. We're 2-0, and we're going to Perth next week against Freo. So there's another game where if we go and take them on, there's another win there for the taking if we want. Joe says just a good solid win by the Saints. Ben says loved it. Little stressed, but really proud of the boys. Spike says bad reception, freezing and lagging. That's all right, guys. We'll sort that out. Wilkie has been a great pickup. That's one key point, is Wilkie's intercept marks, and I think his kicking out of defence has been, it's a great addition. I said last week that he, from watching, he's got that similar sort of kicking style to Webster, but it doesn't seem like he makes as many field kicking mistakes as Webster. So we've picked up a good guy there. The more better kicks we get out of defence, the better for us, because tonight, a lot of our attacks did start from defence. We turned the ball over and then opened up the ground. Let's keep going. Bruce beautifully backed up his great performance from last week. Bruce. God. I said it last season to so many people on this page, all over that watch footy, that come the end of the season, we only saw 4 games of Bruce last season. 4 games. He kicked 3 goals in those 4 games, was injured for the rest. And people were saying, no, we can get on without him. Our forward line will be better without him. I don't know if some of you are watching now, but seriously, guys, this guy is a gun forward. He can turn anything into a goal. That first goal that he kicked through the pack, he dodged players and he snapped it like he was a small forward. The mark wasn't there for the taking. That specky that we all saw, and we're all like, holy shit, he took that. The ball wasn't even really in his direction. He was running in a different direction. He changed his run, and then went back with the flight, stretched, like full stretch, and took it from top to bottom, and then kicked the goal. That's the important thing. He bloody kicked the goal. And he set up the match-winning goal from Gresham. Gresh kicked that goal at the end to seal it. And guess who handballed it to him? It was Josh Bruce. And he's the heart. I reckon he's close to the heart and soul of this team when he's playing. He loves the club. He loves winning. And he's just a gun player. And I can't wait to see more of him this season. I think he helps Membry. Matty Parker was just his cheeky best again. Good to see Dean Kent kick a goal as well. Blake Acres came in. So the guys that came in we should give them some mention. Rowan Marshall in the ruck. I don't know what he ended up with in total in terms of fantasy points, but at halftime, he was number 1 or 2 Saint on the ground, had about 14 hit-outs. He had 6 tackles at halftime. 6 for a ruckman. You'd be happy with that in a game by a midfielder that plays in the guts, but this is a guy that is a ruckman who's just been brought in for his first game of the season, and he had that at halftime. So I don't know what he finished with, guys. Someone can find how many tackles did Rowan Marshall finish? How many did we finish for the game? Because our tackling pressure was excellent. We had 59, I think, at some point when I checked. But I think when we go back to kind of reflect on what could have been better, if we kick straight in that first quarter, guys, 11 points, that flatters Essendon. 11 points really does. We should have been 40 up at quarter time. We should have been done and dusted. I should have been sitting back thinking, it reminded me a bit of the Richmond game from a couple of years ago. Remember when we absolutely ripped them up? Everything went right. So Glenn just posted 114 Supercoach points for Marshall. Number 1 ruck there, hands down. 114. That's staggering. He finished with 8 tackles as well. Thanks, guys, for posting that. That's really helpful. I would check, but I'm doing my live thing on my phone. I can't do that 2 things at once. But the ins were good. You know, we stood up. Jack Loney, he wasn't an in this week. He played last week. But Jack Loney, I think there were several times where he was not expected to get near the ball, not expected to lay the tackle, but he did. I don't know if it was on Heppel on the wing, but he smashed him down. There was so many times, and I think there was one, we were on the half-back flank and struggling to get it out of our 50, and Essendon were pushing, you know, to get closer and closer towards goal. And he took it, ran through players and bombed it, and it just went perfectly out on the wing to some of our players, and the ball went out for a throw-in, and he milked, you know, a good minute or 2 towards the end there, and we won the game. I can't really, like, if I thought who was bad, I can't think of many players, and that is a good way to be. We weren't clean. There were so many mistakes, but I think most of our mistakes were in front of goal. I don't think that we did too much wrong. Coming out of defence, geez, the umpires pinned us on some bullshit things. Was it Jack Loney rushing the point? They almost gave Essendon a goal because they weren't putting any pressure on our player. It was almost like encouraging them to give less pressure. I mean, Essendon were off tonight. Let's just cover that. They weren't at their best. They weren't at their best last week, but it doesn't matter because we're not going to get teams on their best every week. So if we can be closer to our best than teams are to theirs, we're in the game. Who do we play next week? Fremantle. They were great last week, but it's in Perth. We struggle there usually, but it's another game where we can go into it with, you know, kind of an underdog status and just go all out. And I wouldn't make many changes to this team, to be honest. Matthew Parker, the forward line worked. I loved Gresh through the midfield. I loved Jack Steele's game. Jack Stephen was great. Seb Ross got a lot of the ball, a lot of running. And I think, you know, we defended. The key for me was watching it live. I mean, you guys won't get this watching Fox Footy, but when you watch it live and you're top level and you see the whole ground, and when Essendon get the ball in the back 50, they literally had no option. So that is a coaching thing. I'm going to give a big tick to Richo and to Rats and to to Lady as well. That is a coaching thing. Any team that does that to Essendon, you're in the game. And then you just got to make the most of it when you get the ball. And we did that for the most part. But the key thing was, Essendon love to possess the ball. They love to run. They love to create space, to play a fast game. But it didn't work for them today. We were ready for that. And we were just a brick wall from that half-back flank forward. They could not get in. There was a period in that first quarter where, you know, they were just trying to get through the midfield, and they couldn't. And that was just amazing to see. That was, talk about our fitness and us being one of the fittest teams. Who finished the game better? I know they kicked a couple of late goals, but we looked fit at the end. We did. We did not stop running, and I'm everything that club is saying internally, it looks like it's slowly shining through. We are fitter, we are bigger, we are stronger, we are better. We are. We would not have won almost both those games. We would have lost to Gold Coast in that position last season, and we got belted by Essendon. So that's 4 from 4 in 2019, including JLT. So that's excellent. You know, I'm so proud of the guys. It was just so great when Grosh kicked that goal at the end, and all of the Essendon fans, all of them around me, left. Because you have no idea, being at the ground, whoever, guys, comment if you're at the ground tonight, but, you know, their pre-game build-up, where they got everyone to do the scarves, they played highlights, it even pumped me up, and I'm not an Essendon fan. It pumped me up, and I got terrified because they looked like they were ready for blood. Like, the fans, there was 44,000 there tonight. A lot of them were Essendon fans. They expected a response. And now people are going to say, oh, you know, Saints beat an Essendon team that's just not clicked. We played an Essendon team that got belted last week and they would have been given so much shit by the coaches all week. They needed to come out guns blazing, go out and smash St Kilda and get the meter off our backs. And we said, nah, we're not going to just be a rollover. We're going to give it to you, and we're going to scare you, and we're going to beat you. And we fucking did, guys. So damn happy. So damn happy. I don't know what else to say. Thanks, Stephen. Love your work after games. Thanks very much. Meg says, yes, we're definitely much better. Huge improvement. Stuart says, we could see the Essendon drugs leaving the ground on TV. One thing I just want to say, actually, this reminds me. I was at the game, obviously, and the Essendon were coming off the ground. I don't care how bad you play. I heard the boos were so loud, I could hear them from the other side of the ground. And I thought it was to the umpires, but the umpires were already true and gone. They were gone already. It was their fans booing the team. Now, I know they expected to be a top 4 team. They expected to be a big thing. They got Dylan Shield. We didn't. We got Hanbury. We beat them. But as they were coming off the ground, I don't condone this to any fan base to boo. I could never boo my team off the ground, because no matter what, I know they're trying their heart out. No matter what, you can't go on a footy ground and not give it your all. You can't. I play not even close to AFL level, but I still could not try. I want to win no matter what. I want to go hard no matter what. So to hear them boo, even though I was glad that it was because we won, you just don't want to see that in football. But yeah, that's just my little message there. Wish we'd converted points to goals. I know, it would have been embarrassing if we had have. Essendon really looked shit without Joe Danaher as a target. Yeah, McKernan wasn't great. I thought Stringer tried his best, but he almost tried too much at times. D-Mac, J-Webb, Savage. Yeah, Savage, to be fair. Savage, one of the best games I've seen Shane Savage play. One of the best games. He's kicking. He took the game on. He was dangerous. He didn't just bomb it. You know, we did that at times, but I thought tonight we tried to lower the eyes a bit more than last week, and it worked. Marshall's calf was heavily bandaged. I always see that. I think they usually do that. Isn't that just because you're a ruckman? You get corkies. It's likely that he's just sore from his legs. It's his first game back. Put some ice on them and then go in again next week. Loney's tackle on Hurley was huge. Was Marshall limping with his calf bandage at the end? I don't think so. I just thought it was because of the rucking. You know, he was a bit sore from the ruck contests. We appeared to run out of legs at the game as the game went on. Really, I thought they appeared to run out of legs as the game went on. Well said. Everyone contributed tonight. Billings, most disposals 2 weeks in a row. That's excellent. Could hear the boos on TV. Exactly. Glad we won because it's important. But some critics we still need to work on. We're a good side and glad guns like Matty Parker get picked. Yes. I mean, let's cut this short. I mean, I want to get home. I just want to watch the replay. I've recorded it. I just want to see from that angle, and even Essendon had the run on. You know, they got within 10 points. That was the hard thing for us to just not give in. You know, when a team like Essendon gets a run on, the fans get up. They're like, all right, here we go. Now we're going to win. Now they're trying. And then we don't. We stopped that. I think we kept them goalless up until the 25, 26-minute mark of the last quarter after kicking 2 goals to really seal it. That's a sign of maturity, isn't it? That's a sign that, you know, the team are really prepared to do something this season, and they're working their asses off to get it done and to make us proud, and they've done that tonight. I'm so proud. I'm so happy. We're 2-0. We're top of the ladder until Port win. If they win, maybe Carlton will cause another major upset. But 2-0, the longer we can stay in this sort of form and just to stay in the 8, and the longer the season goes, who knows what sort of confidence we get. Then Dan Hanbury comes back, Jake Carlisle comes back. Could be a new looks in Kilda, guys. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks so much for watching and commenting. It was the Saints by 11 points in front of 44,000 people against an Essendon team. And also, how good is it beating Essendon? How good is it beating those feral supporters? I'm going to just say it. God, they're feral. They just think it's going to happen for them. And I think almost that's fallen into their team. But who gives a shit about them? We fucking won. I'm going to leave it there. Comment who you thought was best on. Just leave your comments and I'll respond when I can. Thanks very much, guys. Stay tuned for the fan cam. That's going to come out soon as well. And it will just get some videos of the fans after the game who are clearly going to be buzzing after a massive win. Catch you guys. See you next week.